day, living tools for every day, living tools for every day, living every day. Every day, living tools for every day, living tools for every day, living every day, living tools for every day.
Hey, it's your girl, Stacy Bullock, host of Tools for Everyday Living. And we are back. It is another fantastic Free Your Mind Friday. And y'all know it. You know it already. I'm going to say it. We have a wonderful show for you today. Oh my goodness. Some more life enhancing tools for us to grab a hold to. Notice I said us, not just you all. Me too. I come here to gain some insight, some enlightenment from my wonderful guests. And you never know, I might say something too that just might boost us up. And you know what? With that being said, this is going to boost us up. I just want to say that I am so grateful and so thankful for all of you that come here every week to watch us on Tools for Everyday Living. I will never take you for granted. And I thank God for you. Look, and it's for our soul, SOUL purpose. So look, I said, what in the world am I going to talk to the people about tonight, God? So this is what happened. He said, tell the people about your issue that you had earlier this week. And I'm like, really? Yeah, really. Because everybody has something that we have had to deal with, whether it was this week, last week, the week before, whatever. But this is what happened. So my little doggy ran away and I was a little sad about that. So I have a 7:30 meeting every day. And this particular day, the second day, it was getting a little hard for me. So I was like, kind of a little agitated. And I really didn't want to do much. So don't ask me to do too much, right? That's my feeling. That's what's going on within me at that moment. And I'm thinking to myself, whoa, how am I going to turn this around? How am I going to turn my own tide? How am I going to reverse this feeling of sadness that wants to try and visit me? Yeah, I recognized it. I acknowledged it. I observed it. And I'm like, now what? Because it can't stay. So I began to change my temperament towards the questions that were being asked of me. And I just put on this happiness. I pulled from within the joy that sustains me. And I pulled from within there and I said, okay, yes, I'm happy to help you. Let me see what I can do. Even to go even push further than was probably normally expected. And guess what? Not only did it help the people who were listening, because some of them in the meeting know about the situation. And I'm sure they're probably like, wow, I can't, some people just kind of crumble under pressure. But we have to be able to demonstrate that we don't have to crumble under the smallest amount of pressure. Yes, I love my little dog. Yes, still miss him. Actually, I got a good phone call today. The vet called, said they saw him while they were on their lunch hour, and he was still doing good. He was. They said he wasn't limping. He still got his harness on, but he was not having any parts of getting in their car. So he's probably waiting on his mama. But anywho, on to our show. We have a wonderful guest who I know has had to face some obstacles and some challenges in the entrepreneurial world, not just as an entrepreneur, as a woman, period, in the Washington, D.C. area. And I love the way my executive producer titled this show. She just simply said, starring Ida Polite. And I thought that was so fitting. So I'm going to give you a small introduction of Miss Ida via a video. And then we're going to bring Miss Ida on the set with us so she can give us her tools of wisdom and courage and love. And I just can't wait. So I'm going to get out the way. Here we go. Here's the video.
My name is Ida Polite, Ida Lewis Polite. My company is Ida's Idea. We've been here in Washington, D.C. over 30 years. And we are located at 1029 Vermont Avenue Northwest. 2 blocks from the White House. We're so excited to be in prime downtown D.C. Fashion is more than just what you wear. It's how it makes you feel. And I'm loving the whole D.C. scene. I'm so happy to be a part of the downtown D.C. area. I was a buyer for stores in New York City before I started my own company. And as a buyer, I fell in love with customer satisfaction. I fell in love with women loving what I had chosen for them to wear. So I did it on my own. And as a result, in 1980 something, I moved to Washington, D.C. And I have not regretted it at all. It's a beautiful place to live and to strive in business. If you have a passion and if you want to open up a business, do it. Why not? Why wait? I mean, I know that we're going to be faced with challenges, but you have to be prepared to take on any challenge. That's how the universe works. You can't sit back and think it's going to happen and you're not going to do the work. You got to do the work. My name is...
Yes. Yes. Excuse my
Oh, wow. You
slipping.
found that. You found that. Yes,
I
yes.
did. Here is Miss
Wow.
Ida. Look, I gotta play this for you too. Look. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
You
Yes.
captured some moments with us. You captured some moments with us. And we're so thankful for all those moments. Yes. Like I'm very thankful for now, Stacy. Just
Mm.
talk to me. Tell me what you want me to share with you.
You know, I feel like it's old friends sitting down talking because I've been coming to Ida's idea since 1998.
Wow.
And I have there's another little surprise coming later too, but there's always something for everybody. Not just
Wow.
one style of woman. There's something for all of us. And not just the clothes, the camaraderie. Miss Anna, I love Miss Anna. And just coming in and feeling the love and feeling the acceptance, and that alone is rare. It's rare to have someone in business and been doing it as long as you have, so I mean, top notch excellence all the time. But
Yes.
I'm gonna let you tell us what inspired you to start this. I know you said 1980 something. So start us from
Look, okay, let me
there.
just start from the beginning. Okay. And This is actually, it really started when I was 6 years old. I used to play
Mhm.
store with my brothers in the backyard. Okay. And one of my brothers is deceased now, but it was a women's store, so I changed their names. I'm not going to tell you their names because they weren't such a nice name, but they were not male names, they were female. But we played store in my backyard at my mom's house. So I
Mm.
went to college and I moved to New York and I became a buyer for stores there. I was a buyer for stores on Madison Avenue and in the Wall Street area, and I loved it. I loved picking things, and people would love it. And I was working for Arthur Rosenthal, a Jewish man that taught me so much, and I loved him so much. But he was the person that put me in this business. But I always had this thirst. I was like, I want my own
Mm.
business. I want my own business.
Mhm.
So I put
Mhm.
together a proposal and I told him, I was like, I will continue to buy for your stores, but I want to have my own store and I want to have it in Harlem. I was living in Harlem at that particular time. So I wanted to bring my knowledge, my expertise. I always, for with the children, I wanted somebody to see me do this thing. And I wanted those kids that saw me do these things to look like me. I wanted
Mhm.
to know that they are in communities where we can excel and we can do well. I had a passion for that. I had a passion
Yes,
for that.
that's
So he refused to give me open up me a store, so I'll open up one on my own in a
mhm.
basement of a row house, a brownstone in New York.
Mhm.
New York has
Mhm.
brownstone. DC got row
Mhm.
houses. So look,
Mhm.
so I did that. And it was a great success. Some friends of mine that I went to college with, that's one thing. I went to HBC school, and that's one thing that's great. You build long relationships. So I came to Washington to do a fashion show for these young ladies that I went
Hmm.
to college with. I fell in love with Howard University, the
All
mecca
right.
of my
All
college.
right.
So I was there for 13 years. I ran a clothing store there and a gift shop. So I was diverse. I mean, it was just fabulous.
Wow.
So, and I met some awesome people. I met Michael Jackson's mother and father, Ruby Dee, Denzel Washington. Everybody came to the Howard University. It was the Mecca. So
Mhm.
it was a beautiful experience. It was in 1984. And
Mm.
I was
Mm.
always into black excellence. And
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
1984, if you remember, Jesse Jackson ran for president and
President.
his
Mhm.
headquarters were there. So I was meeting everybody that Jesse Jackson knew, and his wife became a very good friend of mine. And everybody was coming into the hotel because that was his headquarters. So my
Mhm.
business was booming, and I was just growing.
Yes.
I was loving it. God gave me an opportunity to interact with people that I could learn things from, and that that they could see somebody with a thirst to do well.
Right.
I have a
I,
thirst to do well.
I hope the audience is listening. I have picked up on so many nuggets. If you see me turn my head and my head is down, that's because I'm writing.
Yeah,
Because I'm
but the interesting thing is now, Stacy, you got to preference it properly because you know that you and I operate on a level that is God sent. And
for
so,
sure.
when, even
For
with
sure.
everything that I have done,
For
the
sure.
many situations that I've found myself in, I didn't always give him the honor and praise because he
Right.
was like, that dumb chick don't know that I'm doing this for her. But when it clicked in me that he was doing it, I was like, okay, God, I got you. I know
I,
exactly where my help comes from. And I'm going to
yes.
praise you for the rest of my life. So
Exactly.
everything that I do is about the strength of God that's in me. And I want to give it back because our young children are perishing. And I don't like
Yes.
what I'm hearing about our young children.
Right.
I love all children, but I have a zeal for our kids. And I don't like
Right.
what I'm hearing. I just don't like it. It grieves my spirit.
Mm. That's it's
It
something
grieves
when
my
you
spirit.
that's yeah, it's tough
It's
out
just not
there,
good.
and that's why
It's
we
not
need
good.
to be here doing what we're doing and doing what you do, because you as you said, you got to meet people who you learn things from, and now people get to meet you and they learn things from you. I know I've learned many things over the years, but I'm hoping that it expands. out
Yes.
to our young people because you
Right.
said something that you just felt like you needed to go open up your own store. So I
I
want to
did.
say that when you feel like you want to do something that is going to expand who you are, go do it. Don't stay stuck in the same environment because that sometimes is a thing where people won't leave their environment.
Well, a lot of times I think it's fear. It's just people are so afraid to move. They afraid they're going to fail. They're going afraid that they're not going to be able to pay their mortgage. They just have these interesting fears. But the interesting thing is with me, I think that that's just, something that we have to do. It was so many times that I was like, I remember one time I was talking to God. I was walking down 7th Avenue in New York City. I said, God, let me just tell you. I said, you've given me many gifts. I have a degree in business, and my first job was
Mhm.
at the World Trade Center where I did accounting work. So I'm good with numbers. So I said, God, you've
Mm.
given me many talents. If I am not to continue this store, I said, the next designer that I go to, I need you to, if they don't give me the goods that I need, then I am not going to continue this because you gave me gifts. I have other gifts. They
Right.
loaded me down. So I said, okay, God, that's my
That
ammunition. I
heading
thank you.
in the
I
heading
thank you
in
for
the
your
right direction. You know,
yes.
I mean, if y'all not listening, she is dropping so many nuggets right now because you stop and ask God for direction.
Ooh, yes, I do. I
and
yes, I
and
do.
and a lot of times we don't do that. We don't stop and ask for directions for many reasons. But as we can hear now that Miss Ida says she moved to DC in 1984 and is still thriving in the business that you love to do. That says that we need to stop and ask direction.
We got to stop
along
and ask direction.
along the way. That's a tool.
But
Asking directions.
yes, Stacy, what I did is
Hmm.
I after COVID, we are a small business, and a lot
Hmm.
of governments were talking about restaurants closing and different issues. They
Hmm.
never spoke about retail stores. And what we
Mm.
suffered greatly. There was no one on the streets, nobody, and we are 2 blocks from the White House. So our
Hmm.
store was boarded up. We faced so many different difficulties to survive. But the spirit put in my soul said, look, if the people not coming to you, then you go to them.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
use my social media platform. I began to produce a show every Thursday and
Hmm.
put it on Facebook Live, and it goes public. So my clients that I have, they would see me. I got a lot of new clients. So that's what sustained us during COVID because
Hmm.
it was a very difficult time. I look around and a lot of the stores that were there are not there any longer. But I'm so thankful that
Hmm.
God kept us.
Yes, for sure. And look, I am still one of those clients who benefited from the
Oh,
Thursday night fashion shows. So I don't know if you all can see the beauty of this garment, but it is lovely,
the
and it
collar is really working. The collar is really working. I just see just a little bit of red there with the glasses and everything.
Mhm,
Fabulous.
mhm, mhm.
Yes,
So
gorgeous.
why do you think is so key to when you dress women? I heard in the video you said you loved it when people loved what you picked for them. What do you think it does to us?
Well, you know what? I was born with this, and I don't know it. I think it's something. Okay, how could I say it? I can look at the silhouette of any person and tell
Mm,
them what they should be wearing based upon their silhouette. You don't even have to tell me your size. You walk in here, I see your body, I know your size. That's just something I have. God gave it to me. I don't know. It's always been like that. I was
mhm,
like,
mhm.
my sister called me today and she said she was out looking for white shoes. And I was like, white shoes? If you're not from Florida, you can't wear white shoes. But she said, I can. But anyway, that's a gift that I have that
Mm,
I can really look at someone and tell them what size will look good, what silhouette would work for them, what fabrication would work for them, because it's all about the fabric and the silhouette.
you know,
It's all about that.
I always wonder. It was amazing when I would walk in the store, and even through the pandemic, and even me coming back to DC afterwards, you still were able to say, "No, you going this size will fit you," and y'all would mail it, and it would come, and it would fit. I said, I don't know how she
Look,
did that.
look. I mean, you can wear from extra small to extra large. It depends upon the fabric, and I mean, you
Mhm,
can.
mhm.
You know, I was like, Stacey would tell me, "Oh no, that's not the right size." I said, "Stacey, this is the right size."
Yes,
And you
ma'am.
know, but it's about. I haven't taken it for granted. I've been in this business for quite some time, and I've had the opportunity to travel across the world. I had the opportunity to do Europe. I had the opportunity to do, you know, many parts of the world where fashion countries. A few years ago, I was in Turkey, and I was surprised that Turkey was such a fashion country. There have
Mm.
lots of great fashions in Turkey, but and there's a lot of Muslims there, but it doesn't matter. I found great things there, and I find that there things are really working for our American woman. I'm
Mhm.
loving the
Mhm.
fashion industry. I diversified at one time, and I opened up a showroom in Atlanta. I was in the Atlanta Paramount where I rep lines. So I
Mhm.
was down
Mhm.
there for about 4 or 5 years, repping lines from overseas and
Mhm.
domestic for the eastern part of the South. So, you know, I've done a lot of things in fashion. We're getting ready to produce one of the largest shows in the DC area, and that's going to be on
Mm.
May 18th. I'm going to be doing that for the AKA's local here in Washington, DC. There will be
Okay.
1,500 women there. It's a lot of work that's going on, but we as
Mhm.
small businesses have to do everything to market ourselves. We always need a new customer.
Always. And you know how
Always.
to,
But
but you
what's
know
strong
what?
though? Wait a minute. But what's strong is our repeat customer. That repeat customer, that's your salvation. Thank you
Yeah,
so much for being a repeat customer.
you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I'm sitting up here having such a good time. I was like, uh-oh, I didn't take a break
You didn't. Oh, yeah.
at the break time, but I'm going to take one now. But I
Okay.
promise you all, we will be right back, and we're going to continue to talk to Miss Ida Polite. I call her a fashion icon. Um, you all don't leave. Wait for us to come back.
Have you found yourself wondering, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Recognizing the stranger in the mirror is the book for you. It helps us to unravel the mystery of who you really are, revealing your life's passion and why you should unveil the real you to the world. We need you. You are valuable and necessary for those who are connected to you. Do not be afraid to peek in and discover all your gifts and talents to share. It's real freedom when we reveal our authenticity. Stacey Bullock is a two-time best-selling author, transformational speaker, and host of Tools for Everyday Living TV show. She is committed to igniting resilience, personal transformation, and building life skills of her audiences and clients. The author of 2 previously written self-help books, Beaten Oil and Regain Power Through Resilience. Don't let your brain go numb. Stacey imparts lessons that teaches readers to utilize their light as a guide for others, and discovering inner strength and resiliency to bounce back when life throws curveballs. Stacey may be reached for speaking engagements, leadership and employee training, and life skills coaching via her email at stacy@powerandresilience.com.
Just like that, we are back. And I know that Miss Ida is going to come back and join us shortly. And we're going to just talk about a word that she mentioned right before we went to a break. And that word was sustainability.
Ooh, yes. Yes. Ooh, sustainability.
Yes, we
Ooh.
have to figure out how to sustain whatever it is that we're embarking on. But we can't be afraid to do something different. And like you said, you always need a new client. So tell us,
Yeah.
how in the world do you keep, if not for lack of better terms, reinventing your idea?
Well, let me tell you the main reason why I could. Well, one thing is I read a lot, but I also work on myself. And in working
Mm.
on myself, I want to make sure that I'm in good health. I want to make sure that I am adverse with what's going on in the world as it relates to fashion. I want to make sure that I'm checking who I am so that I can make sure that at the core of my being, that I seek there so that I can make sure that I am my best at everything. And even with creating. Now my lease is going to be up in this space that I'm in, and I'm going to recreate something else. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but we're going to still be able to service our clients, and we're going to still be able to grow, but at a different level. I will be 70 years old in a month or so, and I want to be able to just take it a little easier, just a little easier. But I want to make sure that I continue to deposit in the young people. Now, that's one of the great things of being here in the nation's capital. I do have an opportunity to mentor students that are from Georgetown, from Howard University, from Maryland University. They do an internship here in the store. And in
Mm.
return, one of the things that I do, I take them into New York and I give them an opportunity to go to any showroom that they want to.
Okay.
I will make sure, because I am a New York City, a Seventh Avenue girl. I know Seventh Avenue. I was a buyer there for several years, and my students love it. They love when I take them into New York. They love when New York and all the fashion houses come together. I give them the opportunity to go there and see exactly how we buy things, who is in our market, who are actually we are marketing to, the kinds of things, and they're all different categories. You got to get sportswear, you got to get evening wear, you got to get day wear, you got to get
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
what
Mhm.
I do is not known, because
Mhm.
as a
Mhm.
department store buyer, you buy for one category. I do all the buying for my store, even down to my earrings, in which I do an abundance of business with. That's because
Mhm.
I'm trained that way. But I don't teach students to do that, because everybody don't have the gift that I have. Everyone
And
just don't have it. And if they haven't manifested within themselves, they're gonna run into an issue,
we'll
because
see.
I didn't always know I had it.
This is what you hit the woo. You took the hammer and slapped that sucker right on the head of that nail,
Yeah,
because
because I
when
want to,
you
but, but I just want to keep it. I want to be real with the people. It's a
right,
hard thing being an entrepreneur. It's very difficult. But if
yeah,
you got the passion, and
right,
like you said, what you said, hit that thing on the head. You,
yeah.
you
When
have
you
to
know
be
who you
able to.
are,
Yes, you have to.
when you figure out, and we all have to do it. I it drives me nuts sometimes when I see people just um, complacent, especially you see it out for every day in the federal
Yeah,
government industry. People are so complacent, just sitting there for 40 years to work for that. And now, then what? Don't have a clue. So
yeah,
I'm so happy that you're talking about passion, because a lot of people forget to look for that in them.
yeah.
You have to find your passion. What is it that ignites you? What keeps you going? And you gave us again, people, some principles, some wisdom nuggets. You give people opportunity. When you give people opportunity, that gives an opportunity for you
Yes,
to grow.
yeah,
Because
yes.
when you're teaching, how do you think your students it's not like taking a test. It's not like reading a book and now I got to go take this test. How do you think they get information from you that they need when they're when they get out in the business world?
Right. Okay. So one thing that I do, especially when I am working with my merchandising major from the different universities and designers. I tell designers, first of all, find out who you want to sell to. Who is your market? Who
Mm.
is your market? And finding out who your market is, you got to make sure that they are making a certain amount of money. You got to make sure that they're of a certain age group, and you got to make sure that the demand is there for the kinds of things you want to design for them. You got to make sure. And you
Mhm.
got to make sure that you provide them with the fabrications and the silhouettes that's going to work. Are you
Mm.
going to be going from sizes? Some companies you get, they only go from 4 to 8 or 4 to 12. You get into your plus size, you get into your contemporary wear. You have to make sure who your clients are so the things that you purchase in your store will not be hanging there for a long time. There is every
Mm.
percentage of the footage in your store has to make a certain amount of money. They have to, because
Wow.
you have the overhead that is phenomenal.
Woo. Miss Ida,
You
you
got to
just
have it.
a light bulb just went beam in my mind
Yep.
when you said that you have to make sure that every square footage of your store, your office, your
They
environment,
have to make a certain amount of money.
it has to. In real estate, I was a real estate agent for a while in the DMV area, and per square footage, they put a price on it.
Yes.
So when there's a price on the square footage, it's easy in my mind now to say, oh, well, how much money do we need to make? And now, how would you tell somebody to go about now that you figured out how much money you need to make for that square footage? What do they need to do next to make sure they're able to, again, back to sustainability, sustain making that amount of money and growing actually?
Well, they have to make sure at that particular time, if they have an area in their store where merchandise is displayed, and if it's not doing well, you may have to rearrange that. I tell my clients, merchandise well displayed
Mm.
is half sold. I tell my employees, you have to merchandise well displayed is half sold. So you got to display it properly. Okay. And if you're getting into something, if you buy a bunch of shirts that have high collar and they're not working. My women in my category, they want a shirt with a V-neck because they want, they just think that it makes them look slimmer. And some
Mm.
instances, those of us with large busts, it does. And
Mhm.
also, I know for women with large busts, they like a lot of jersey fabric. And if
Mm.
jersey fabric, I'll always have jersey fabric in my store. I'll always,
Mhm.
because it'll work. And
Mhm.
everybody
Mhm.
wants to look slim, and it's a slimming fabric. Even the fabric Izzy Miyake revolutionized. That
Okay.
crinkle fabric that Izzy Miyake started with years and years ago. So many
Mhm.
people are doing their own thing, but that fabric is wonderful and it's all year round and it's very sustainable.
Yes. What's your favorite part about this industry?
Uh Customer satisfaction. I love buying things. I have a client in here now. She's from South Africa, and I can't wait to just cause Petey is just fabulous. And she comes by here. She doesn't even have to go to the racks. I pull things. I know her.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
love that. All she has to do is call me and tell me where she is going, and I got it for her. They don't have to work. A lot of my clients, really, they are entrepreneurs. They are big business women, and they don't really have the time to shop. So
Yeah.
I like doing it for them. I love
And
it.
and I know, and I can jump right in and say, yes, we love you doing it for us. Because
Yes, I
when
love
I
it.
come home, it's like I will forego going to anybody else's house if I have not gone to Ida's Ideas. I
Oh,
must go to
wonderful,
Ida's Ideas.
wonderful.
It is on the agenda.
I know I had a lady, they had, this is Women History Month. So
Hmm.
I had a lady, she was going to an event and she flew in from LA and she came directly to me before
See,
she went to her hotel because she needed a dress for the next day's event. So it's
see,
it's a it's a great time.
But it's so awesome that people are, we know that we can depend on Miss Ida, because you have proven, your record is proven that you're going to be there and you're going to have something that is going to be appropriate for the occasion. It is going to fit in so well, not just for that specific occasion, for the rest of your life, because I believe that everything in your store is timeless.
Yes.
That's and
I mean, I don't stay too close to trend. I don't
yes,
stay too close
yes.
to trend. I like sustainability. I like great fabric. I like, I like silhouettes that's going to work and that's going to have longevity.
Hmm. If you could describe Ida's ideas in a few words, what would those words be?
Well, look, I have always said that Ida's idea is is more than a retail store. People come here and we just sit down sometime and converse with one another, to have an exchange. We
Mhm.
sometimes, I had clients to come by and say, look, we need to go in the dressing room. I need to pray with you today. I mean, so we do a lot of wonderful things like that.
Mhm.
It's just a place where women can come and relax. And I love that. I love when I can exchange, because I want to learn from you, because I don't
Mhm.
think any of us are mistakes. I think we all have a gift. It's just tapping into it. God didn't
Yes.
make mistakes with any of us. We're not a mistake. We all have
None
gifts.
of us. We all have a gift,
Yes.
and we just keep going, because I'm so excited about being in my gift. And that's, being able to have people come on the show and we just have a genuine conversation about how to thrive in life. And then I forget all about the breaks.
I know. But Stacy, you have blossomed so much. I mean, you have done so well. And like I told her
Mm.
earlier, for those people that didn't hear me, I was like, you are just getting prettier. I mean, not only in your physical, but also in your delivery. You just pretty in your delivery and all the wonderful thing. It's good that you have tapped into your gift. You
See what
tapped
happens
into it.
when we tap into our gift? We
You
get
got to
prettier.
tap.
So, even for the men, if you feel like, prettier is a feminine word and you may not want to use it, hey, understand that we just begin to get brighter and our light begins to shine and
That's all we
illuminate in
mean.
the world.
That's
And
all we
that's,
mean.
yes,
We've
that's
never been anywhere and the bright lights came on and we didn't feel like it was pretty.
right.
That's always pretty.
That's always pretty. It's always something that will excite us and hopefully ignite us, because that's why we're here today. We're here today on Tools for Everyday Living to ignite some soul to purpose. But we gotta take
Yeah.
a break right now, and I promise
Okay.
you, we're gonna be
All
back in 2 minutes.
right. Okay, great. Fantastic.
The Ida's Idea customer is a fashion lover who is both fashion conscious and fashion wise. Her tastes range from eclectic to traditional, and her wardrobe, a private collection, is a veritable rite of passage in all of her diverse cultures. She is always looking for something to do and finds it. Her activities include family, church, business and civic groups, women's organizations, and of course shopping. Join Ida's Idea every week for their dynamic fashion show, presenting some of the world's finest clothing. Ida knows that deep down inside every woman wants to be idealized. Because life is too short to wear boring clothes.
I have been a client of Ida's Idea since 1998. And I cannot remember a time when there was not something in the boutique that caught my eye and warmed my heart. Thank you, Miss Ida, for your idea. We we are so appreciative because now I have been idolized. Thank you, Miss Ida.
Okay,
I might have to play that one again so you can actually see
that
it.
was lovely. I saw parts of it. I saw parts of that. That was lovely.
That was so much fun doing that. But look, so what advice if somebody wants to start a business? They're thinking about they want to do a clothing business. We'll just stick in your lane. What should they go after, I guess, first?
Well, they clothing business is intense labor business. Okay, there's a lot of things. It depends upon if you have the financial backing to be able to employ in and everybody you need to run your store. It depends how involved you want to be in your store operations. It
Mm,
has so many variables with it.
mm,
But the thing about it is, do you love fashion? Do you want to work 6 days a week every week?
mm-hmm,
Do you want to do that? Are you committed to that? You
mm,
have to be committed to those kinds of things. Now, I know that there are a lot of companies and individuals now that are not having brick and mortars like I have. I actually like interaction with people, but lots of people now are doing things online, which is a viable entity. So it's a viable option for you to have it online. But I myself, I'm not one of those individuals that want to stay at home and, dude, I want to be out. I want to interact. I have a gift. I want to share it. So find out what you want to do. You might want to write it down. Get your business plan. You know what I mean? Because no matter how many people are doing online therapy, there are going to be people that want some retail therapy and they want it now. They don't want to wait and do it online. I love retail therapy. My daughter, when she used to get in trouble at school, and I used to go buy shoes and instead of paying the therapist. So I mean, retail therapy has its place. I'm telling you, it really does. It relaxes me. So I mean, I think, and this is my bottom line with this is if you have a passion for it, then go for it, and it's gonna work.
mm-hmm.
I had a passion.
Yes, and when things come, what do you tell yourself to keep going? Because there are times when it don't look like you saw it at the end.
I think COVID tested all of us. COVID tested all of us, honey. I was like that. Can't look. I'm in DC. The resurrection was going on. The doors were closed. COVID was closed. There was nobody
Mhm.
going. There was nobody coming to work. And I see there's a large percentage of mine is a lunch hour business. That is gone completely. Lunch hour business
Mhm.
because nobody
Mhm.
everybody's still working from home. And we allowed. I'm on the board of directors for downtown DC bid. So right
Mhm.
now our mayor is making people come back to work the local. But this is a federal town. So the
Right.
federal government, they still are out and about. And a lot of them don't want to come back, but I want to see them back. We need those. We need those people. We need a certain footage of people to come in this store every day. And look, when a certain footage of people come in this store, you have to make sure that several of them make a purchase. They have to.
They
And
have
if
to.
they don't,
Mhm.
then you're doing something wrong. You're in the wrong
Mhm.
market. You got to change what you're doing. Pay
Mm.
attention. They will let you know.
Woo. There you go again with
How we
the
yeah,
nugget is pay attention.
yeah, you got to pay
Pay
attention.
attention.
Pay
Observe
attention.
the
Right
behaviors
now,
of your clients.
right now, I've been in business for 38 years here in Washington. I've lost a lot of my clients. I have to now reinvent and get new clients. A lot of my clients are retired. A lot of them have transitioned on. A lot of them don't have the same demands. They're not going different places. So I have to go, I have to reach back and also get, so where I used to carry a lot of full, I carry fitted things too. Because right now, a lot of women my age and your age, they want something that's fitted. They don't want something that's oversized because we worked and got our bodies together. And so we want to make sure that we can carry something besides a fuller dress. Fuller dresses on slimmer girls are great. I love to see that too. But we have to always recreate. We have to,
Yes.
so it's about
Yes.
recreating.
I always say that, you know what? The thing to recreate us is in us. But we just sometimes got to go in and pull hard. And
Yes.
that's the difficult part. Sometimes I want our audience to know that it's not impossible. If you don't get it on the first tug again. And
Yeah.
then also pay attention to what, like you just said, pay attention to what's tugging at your heart, that's saying to you, come do this, come do this. You like
Mhm.
this, come do it. Yeah, it's going to
Exactly.
be some effort and some energy to put forth, but I found out in physics that effort and energy equals power. So if you want the
Ooh.
power to
You going
sustain.
back to physics. I used to run from that. Okay, yes, all right, okay.
Look, that was the only time I got excited about learning something about physics, was that. But
Wow.
yeah, it said to me that we have to put forth the effort and the energy to have the power to continue to be motivated, to continue to be passionate.
Yes.
And so, as you always are saying, that it's your gift to do what you do. Is there a way to say to somebody, let me help you find your gift?
Yeah, I think so. You can start out is, what do you like to do?
Mm,
Normally, what you like to do is something that you can build a passion around.
mm-hmm,
What you like to do. Um,
mm-hmm.
what 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 gives you warm and fuzzy feelings? You know what I
See?
mean? Warm and
Yes.
fuzzy feelings are something that, like I tell my students, I never am ever not ready to come to work in the morning. I get up
Mm,
and I'm ready to come to, because to me this is not work. It's
right,
what I like to do.
right.
If I can explain it to you any other, it's what I like to do. I don't feel
Yeah.
like I'm working. Like, they say, what are my hours? I'm still working right now. It's 8 o'clock here, almost 8 o'clock here. We close at 7.
Mm-hmm.
But it's what I like
Mm.
to do. And I'm blessed to have a husband that understands I'm gonna do
See,
this.
say,
Uh-huh.
see,
Yeah.
even when we find our passion and gift in what we are gifted to do, talented to do, meaning you in the fashion industry, God will provide somebody who is understanding of your gift.
Yes.
I remember, and for women, I do remember, and then, maybe it helps for everybody, but it helped me. Bishop told me that the man that I marry had to be able to house the anointing on my life as well as his own.
Ooh. Oof. Wow, that's a big man though. That's a big man. That
And
man is in touch. Yeah, that's a big man because you do have an anointing and you're not going to sacrifice it for anything. You going to live in the light. You're going to stay in the light. You're going to stay in the light.
I had to learn that though. I had to train myself to continually do that, even when it didn't feel like I should be doing it, or I
Yeah,
was
but
even
it's a
heading in the right
process. That's a
direction.
process. That's a
Hmm.
process. So yeah,
Hmm.
but I see it. I see what has taken place in you. And I'm so happy. You used to talk about it, but it seems to be so special when you're doing it, something about it.
Yes, and that is key to thriving for me and living. And not saying it's just for me. I'm giving you the example of me audience, because I want you all to know that we can live this life. And yeah, we're going to have problems. Stuff is going to come up, but we have to find a perspective that always pops up automatic after a while. And I believe, I'm sure, Miss Ida, that life happens, and there's this automatic thing in you that just clicks back on and says, but I'm going to go ahead and put this order in anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that? What is that? Let them know what that is. That is spirit. That is spirit talk. You got to tap into it. That is spirit. Now, I don't know how, but that to me is spirit. That's what spirit does. It tells you to just push forward. When you cannot move and that thing is still all in you, in your head, in your core, in your body, you have to make sure that you do it. Follow that, because that is never wrong.
Make sure that you do it.
Make sure
we
you
have
do
to
it.
make sure that we put forth whatever focus, attention, whatever we need to put aside. Because I had to put some stuff aside. And some of the stuff that I had to put aside was me. My own, I call them idiosyncrasies.
Yeah.
Tell myself the truth. Tell yourself the truth. And we'll be able to make sure that we're able to do what we've been created to do. I think, I don't know if I said this before the show came on or when, but I'm gonna say it again, that in writing a chapter in my book, and I just simply said, it pushed up out of me, I said I would be more miserable not doing what I'm purposed to do than doing something that I have no business doing.
Ooh, girl.
You wonder sometimes why we're miserable, and I'm loving how you just keep continually pushing us to understand that we must be passionate about what we do. And I'm so glad that you're elevating the young people to understand that, hey, don't do something, don't pick a job that you don't like.
Right.
you
Yeah.
said you said you went to college.
Yes, I went to college. I went to St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Virginia. It is a private small college, HBC college, and it was where I needed to be. I met lifelong friends that we vacation every year together. I had validation from my educators that I was perfectly designed. You know, when I first got to that school, because I always was a communicator, the one of the administrators of the school chose me to do the operate long then. It was in the 70s, so they used to pick up the phone. That St. Paul's College, how may I help you? That was my work study job. I loved it. He said he liked the way I sound. And so I was like, okay, then that's what I'm going to do. So that was my work study. And that was my work study.
The
so
passion
it was
already
just,
connecting you to people.
I was really connected. Yes.
And we have to, again, I always say, pay attention, observe our behaviors. Because when we observe our behaviors, that's the only time we're able to do anything about it. Exactly. Either want to enhance it or remove it.
Exactly.
And I'm so glad that, as you went along step by step, even starting out, it clicked right away. People.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how we can think about it. What is my passion? What am I supposed to do? Oh, I was really connected to people. Okay. Yeah. So now what's the next step? And what would you tell them to continue to thrive in this business or any business? How can I say? I know we talked about pushing ourselves, but I want to go a little bit further. And because there, so many people watching us right now that have been through so much, and they're probably thinking there ain't no way in the world I can start anything. You just said, and I'm gonna bring this back, that you were getting ready to reach a certain age, and you're not stopping business.
Oh no.
You're just going to tailor it.
oh yeah, I'm going to do something else. It may be something bigger than what I'm doing.
Right.
I don't know exactly what it is. I am in constantly prayer about what I am to do, and I'm making changes so that I can do it well. So,
You
I'm doing there. There is nothing in this business in the retail ramifications of existence, that I have not done. I haven't
mm,
really done manufacturing, and I have designed dresses and manufactured them, but I haven't done them on a large scale. That
mm-hmm.
is something that we do. I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
exactly what it's going to be, because with this business right here and the operational part of it, I'm so intricately involved in it. I don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to do something, and I am just going to keep it alive because I love it.
See, keep it
And I
alive.
don't, I think, and it stimulates me. And I think
Yes.
that uh, people are not stimulated, they fall off the wagon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
So
don't want
many,
to, yeah.
so many times you hear about people who retire and then they go home and do nothing because they felt like whatever job that they had that they wasn't even happy going to Monday through Friday was the only, thing in the world that they could do, and missed out many probably on many opportunities to expand themselves. And now when we go home and we retire, it's like, what now? But I'm so glad that you're talking about expanding yourself, even if the arena is not the same. You're expanding you.
Yeah, and another thing I used to another thing that I did, I set up a buying agency. So I used to buy for stores in Bermuda and in the Bahamas, because I
Mm,
was trained. I'm an all price buyer. So I was trained as an all price buyer. So they benefit from my training, and they also
mhm,
benefited from my selectivity. So it was
mhm.
it was a great. So I got a lot of things under my belt that I can go back and do. I just gotta figure out which one it's gonna be.
Yeah, you just gotta tailor it. And
You just have to tell.
look, oh my goodness, I knew it was gonna happen. Time then flew by. Tell the people how they can find you because we get ready to go off the air.
Oh my God. Okay, so look, y'all, we are in the nation's capital. We at 1029 Vermont Avenue Northwest. You can go on www.com, Ida's Idea, and that's where our website. We do a Facebook Live every Thursday at 7 o'clock. So you can just friend Ida Polite or call the store. I can download a YouTube video and send it to you. But we are going to constantly do it. Social media is so important. We are doing all kinds. We are just tag us. We are there for you. And the interesting thing is our collection. Absolutely stunning. If you are a Missy size and you are a woman from 45 up, you're going to find something here in this store, and I guarantee you.
I guarantee it too. I
Yeah.
know that you will. Miss
Yes.
Ida, thank you so much. This was an absolute pleasure. I thank everyone who decided to take out time and watch us today. Join us and make comments. I don't know if you were able to see them, but I put them at the bottom of the screen.
I
People
see
are
some.
excited to see you and hear you, and I thank you so much.
Stacy, anytime you just keep on. I don't know whether Spirit is going to have us to do something else together or not. But anyway, I'm open. And I thank God for this. And for all your viewers, thank y'all for listening. And may God bless you.
Every day, living tools for every day, living tools for every day, living every day.